from Queens, New York.
From Guangzhou, but like I grew up in Australia. I moved there when I was 6 years old.
Grew up in New York.
I was born and raised in a small town in Vietnam.
My parents are from India, of Indian origin, and they moved to England when they were around 20, which was about 50 years ago.
Turning 34 in 2 days' time.
I'm 28.
I'm 30 years old.
44 years old. I live in London, England.
I live in Charlotte, North Carolina.
So for the last 3 years, I've been staying in San Francisco.
I live in Atlanta, Georgia.
I live in Sydney, Australia.
Both my parents are actually, they're not from America. They came here when they were 10-ish, right? My dad came here from Colombia, he's Spanish, and my mom came from a country called Armenia. It's a very tiny country in Europe.
My mom is Mexican, my dad American.
I'm a data analyst.
I am currently a marketing consultant.
I'm a self-employed person, so I do bits of whatever I want to do. Spend a lot of my time in real estate though.
Software engineer at Uber.
I work for a large corporation in America doing data analysis.
I come from a crazy kind of family, very dysfunctional.
My family, my parents, they are approaching their 30th anniversary, I think earlier next year. Yeah. And I have a younger sister who is 10 years younger than me. Yeah. And they are all in Vietnam.
Fairly tight-knit, like not super close to my extended family, so it's just always been kind of our core unit.
So I'm the middle child.
Typical Asian upbringing sort of crippled me in terms of my social skills, like social intelligence.
So it was a bit of a tough childhood. But I got through school, got through college, got into loads of trouble.
I felt that it made me really damaged or like not totally socially fit to fit in with society.
I'm actually going through a divorce right now. I was married for about 10 years, got 2 beautiful kids, 7-year-old and an 8-year-old.
So I remember like the first like serious girlfriend I had, like once we broke up, it was like super devastating. I'm like, oh, I gotta like learn about relationships because I don't know anything.
After my first serious relationship, after the breakup, I decided that I was really bad in relationship skills.
I think I was depressed, unhappy with my marriage, unhappy with my life.
It's been tearing me apart internally.
I just knew I had major issues. I was kidding myself about how socially aware I was, and kind of living a bit of a lie.
Because I was so broken, I wasn't able to operate, function properly.
And I just tried different dating products and coaches. And it didn't work for me because at the time, this was I guess 2 years ago, I was too scared. I was still too anxious.
I guess I'm at the stage where I accomplished something in my professional life, but I thought that when I make some certain amount of money or get some certain status, it bring me happiness and fulfillment, but it didn't.
I first encountered David's YouTube videos, those Man Up episodes.
I stumbled upon his podcast that's called Man Up.
I found Desire System, and that led to Limitless, that led to Invincible, that led to the rest of David's stuff.
I started looking around online, and I don't know how I just came across David's material somehow.
So this is both, I guess, coincidence and luck.
It was actually more of a coincidence.
And it was awesome.
I understand myself that
the material was like, he was just so good at explaining all like my pain points without even like speaking directly to me, but it sounded like he was. So it's like, oh, like this actually is a problem that I have that I didn't even realize.
That's big. The biggest evidence that I see is that I used to have crippling social anxiety, which I used to feel in my body. I've kind of learned how to control that, and that is just something which is massive for me.
looking at some of David's videos, I understand like how a lot of these things are working and why some things are happening to me. And yeah, I felt like I really have something to work on. I have something to focus on. So I will and always will be work in progress.
And I saw that, okay, I'm actually on the right path. Yeah.
I've made progress on that goal in that I've composed myself a lot better, and I've been a lot more control of that need for controlling, that need for, I guess you call it, I think it's significance.
It would be like that regular occurrence when I'd always have that kind of sad, depressed feeling whenever I saw something that I wanted and didn't have. Now I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I just feel like content with who I am and just going through life, just choosing to be happy now.
Getting to know David personally, and then be able to be in his peer group. Yeah, that's why I decided to join masterminds.
Thank you for doing that for me. Otherwise, I'll be trapped into this endless vortex forever.
I started healing, started slowing down, started calming down, forgiving myself, and I'm finding that the self-loathing, the self-hating is dissipating.
At this point in time, I feel like it was more than worth it for me.
Just being able to do that, it comes back. It doesn't bother me as much now because I know that I can put control over it.
Having this experience sort of gave me things to work on, because before I was here, I didn't know what to work on. Now I have questions to ask. Now I have things to work on. Now I have actions I could take that really changed it for me. I feel like I've accomplished that at this point.
A solid step in the direction I want to go.
Which I guess in the past was harder for me to do that, just like be in the moment, just to appreciate life. So the fact that I have just so much less stress than I used to have, definitely a marker, I guess, that I've achieved a lot of the goals that going into it I didn't really have. Because originally the goal was like, get girls or whatever, like become this really attractive person. Now it's like I literally don't care. I'm just trying to grow as a person.
Human connections and actually happiness and fulfillment in life. It's not like, what do you get? It's like, how do you feel about me? How do I feel about myself? What are my perspectives?
My priorities have shifted, that's just not even that important to me right now. I'm just trying to grow and develop, and I've been achieving those types of goals, and I'm just being happier and more content, feeling more fulfilled, I'm on a path, I have a purpose in life. It's so liberating and freeing. I'm like, man, I feel free.